Hello guys, what is up? Welcome back to another one of my daily Yu-Gi-Oh videos, and today we're going to be doing a deck profile over True Draco, Timelords, or True Timelords, whatever you want to call it, but I'm going to call it True Draco Timelords for it to be a little bit easier for people to understand what this deck is really about. Now I know some people have been running just a single Zaphion, which I do run a single Zaphion, but there's an extra card here that basically runs a full Timelord engine that works very well with the way this deck works already. And also guys, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, and if you're not, hopefully this video can cheer you up, and if it doesn't, I don't really know what to tell you, bro, but stay positive. Okay, so after setting up that profile picture right there, as you know, or may not know, I do my profile pictures by basically setting up it in the first few seconds of the video and then taking a screenshot after the video. It's just something I like to do. But first we're going to go over the True Draco cards. So right off the bat, we got to have our double masterpiece. Hopefully you can see his name right there. He is one of the most powerful cards of the deck, if not the most. But in terms of attack power and offensively, he is the most powerful, but there are some cards that have much better combo abilities and effects that can work better than him, but he is your boss monster, so you need at least two of them, unless the ban list comes out and he goes down to one, which I hope does not happen. So, I know you guys are going to hate on me for this, but I am running Ignis Heats. So, Ignis Heat, yeah, the guy that everyone was hating on in the beginning and everyone still hates on for some reason, but I just find this card to be so powerful because you get to search your True Draco spells, which can recycle and draw and give you multiple normal summons. So it basically allows you to swarm your field a little bit more, and also allows you to run the Timelord engine a little bit more efficiently, because if you do summon your Zaphion, it will use your normal summon, unless you use this combo I'm about to show you, but it will use your normal summon if you do use a Zaphion straight from your hand, and in order to get your normal summon that turn, you're going to want to have this guy already on the field, or, yeah, he's not a very good first turn card, but he's a pretty good second turn card for not going second, but after one turn has passed, second turn. So yeah, so now we're gonna go into the rest of the monsters. I'm running one Knight. The Knight searches your traps, which allows you to tribute summon during your opponent's turn as a little bit more of a, he can protect himself in a way where he can, if he's about to die, you can search a True King's Return. Now, I actually gotta have all the credit given to the man who came up with this combo. Team Samurai X1 was talking about how you could use Ignite to search your, or to tribute summon Ignite using a trap, and then use that trap to pop their Dryden if they're running True Draco, or not True Draco, Zodiacs. And their Zodiac would be forced to pop your Ignite, correct? Well, you see, Ignite can activate his effect, adding to your hand, or activating, what is it called? True Draco Heritage, which is the one that you get a draw for every month, for every type of True Draco, so just graveyard that turn. You get to pop their masterpiece off, and if they do try to pop your Ignis right after that, then you get two draws, and then you can go into even more combos. So it's very good for countering Zodiacs, just basically what this deck is built around somewhat. Okay, we also have the single Magic Maiden. When you do some Magic Maiden, she's pretty good, but she's a little bit more late game, or actually she's pretty good early game as well, but she's better late game, I feel, because it allows you to get rid of the rest of your True Dracos and get them all on the field. If they leave the field, you can just activate Disciple of True Draco Phoenix, and recycle them back to your deck, and you can search them again, without the cost of destroying the card with, Diagram. She's also very powerful because you can combo her with Diagram. So yeah. We also have a Mermaid. Sometimes I like to go into her and then go activate her effect to search the Mermaid to get a double search for the next turn. So that's very, very strong. And so, yeah, Mermaid is pretty powerful. You're not really going to summon her, but sometimes if you do have her in hand, you can summon her. And if she is engaged, you can use True King's Return to summon her. And she's got a basic 2700, and she is a True Draco card or whatever. So Diagram does boost her by 300, giving her a 3000 attack to beat over some strong monsters. So she is a pretty good beater once you use her in the graveyard for Diagram. Now we're going to go into the Timelord engine, guys. Now it's very, very small, but with the amount of draw power in this deck, it's very easy to draw into it. So we are running 2 Time Maidens. If you control no monsters, you can special summon this from your hand, allowing you to get a free monster, and you can tribute herself to search a Zaphion, and then banish her to special summon your Zaphion. Now we also do run a single Zaphion, because yeah, we're not gonna really go into multiple of them, but basically if she attacks your if you don't know how Time Lords work, is they have 0 attack, 0 defense, you take no damage from battles involving them, and when they attack they get a special effect. She also has a secondary effect where if she does leave the field, you do get to draw 1 card. And that is also very good, because if you do search your Zaphion and you don't really feel like you want to use her effect quite yet, because you don't want to waste your battle phase, you can just use her to summon a true Draco card. Since you used Time Maiden, you didn't use your own summon quite yet, so you don't even need a spell. And then you can get an extra draw to refill the Time Maiden. So if you don't feel like going to that combo, or you don't really need it, since it's like first turn, you summon your Time Maiden, you can use it as a tribute and refill your hand back to 5 cards. So it's very nice, and it's very easy to get rid of. This is a little bit bigger of a monster lineup than you guys are probably used to with this deck, but I feel that it works very well, especially since Zaphion is returned to the deck later, and you can use your other Time Maiden to search her again. Okay, I may run out of time while making this video, and I'm going to have to shorten it again, but it's all good. So I am processing 5 cards in here, just for cost problems, because I'm a 15-year-old boy, meaning I live in Texas. I can't get a job until I'm 16, although I do kind of have a summer camp job, but it's not real pay. It's $50 a week, which is like nothing, but I can probably get most of the cards I need this summer, but this deck will probably be very hard hit on the ban list. So I'm going to go through the rest of these cards a little bit faster so you guys aren't bored out of your mind. So we also have triple diagram. Diagram's your main search, your main booster, your main protector. So all True Dracos and True Kings gain 300. All Tribute Summon True Draco and True Kings cards cannot be destroyed by battle once per turn, and you can destroy 1 card in your hand or field and search 1 True Draco or True King card and add that card to your hand from your deck. So yeah, very powerful. Now we also run triple terraforming. Now I see that if you're not running desires in this deck, you're not going to really get into your diagram as well or as easily, so I recommend running set rotations just to fill that gap of getting into your diagram. Although it does brick you a lot more, it makes the deck work. So yeah. So also we have ourselves for the True Draco cards, we have triple Heritage and triple Disciples. I run triple of all the True Draco cards because I found them to be very powerful. I don't know why anyone would run less of these because they're so strong. Okay, so that's it for the True Draco and True King whatever spells. We're gonna go into the draw power. So of course you gotta have your triple Pot of Desires. Pot of Desires is very nice for filtering your hand. You can look at the top 3, add the hand, then you can't special summon for the rest of the turn. This is very good because it can you can look at the top 3, meaning instead of drawing 3, you can look at the top 3 and draw 1 with no other backlash or cost to this deck, since you don't ever special summon except for True King's Return. So yeah, there's that. Now we also run triple Demise. I am proxying Demise, which I don't think I'll ever buy these because they're not really going to be in any other deck other than this one, like ever, unless there's another deck that doesn't need any special summoning, just tribute summoning ever again. I mean, there's going to be one ever again, but it may not be as meta as this one is. But I don't really feel like buying it be worth it. I mean, if it's not hit that hard on the ban list, I might as well buy them just to use it for a little. But I'm probably going to sell them early so I can get a good price for them before they go back down to nothing. So we also have a single Pot of Desires. When running 2 Masterpieces in this deck, I don't like to run too many Desires because I don't want to see it as much. I want to see it more late game if I've already searched or used my 2 Masterpieces. Because if you do banish your secondary Masterpiece while running 2 Masterpieces, you really have nothing else to go into. And you can basically say, I give up to your opponent. So yeah, watch out. Make sure you have both your Masterpieces. If you do get this in your opening hand, I recommend it to just pop it using Diagram. If you have 1 Masterpiece in your hand, I recommend using Diagram to get the other one to your hand at all costs, because the draw 2 is just as strong as you may think it to be. Now, if you want to take a risk, you can activate it, but I don't recommend it. So we also have an Upstart Goblin to reduce the amount of cards in the deck. That's it for our drawpower engine, plus all the True Draco spells have a drawpower effect with them. So for spell techs, we're only running one spell tech card, and that would be Triple Forbidden Lance. Now this card can keep your masterpiece, basically turns this deck into a helmet deck. It basically makes it to where your masterpiece is completely invincible, and the game pretty much plays out in your advantage. You just activate this card when your masterpiece is going to die by the one thing he's unaffected by, and you're pretty much good unless he's unaffected by... If he's unaffected by spells and traps, this card isn't as good because all it does is make him unaffected by spells and traps. But it can also protect him from being attacked. By reducing your opponent's monster by 600 attack, he will go under Masterpiece's attack, since he is a pretty high attack with Diagram on field. And he will crash his monster, and then you will deal damage straight to them, and they will lose a monster. And if they try to attack again, you can pop it with Masterpiece's effect. And if they try to attack again, you have Diagram to protect him, so it takes a lot to run over him using attack. So this card makes him one step further into the invincibility range, along with having the unaffected effect. So if he's unaffected by traps and monsters, your opponent activates Dark Hold, you can activate this and keep him alive, and your opponent's just gonna cry. Okay guys, that's all for the spells. Now is our tech spell. You could reduce this card down to 2 and run another Desires if you dare, but if you do that, I recommend dropping another card for Masterpiece. I don't have any recommended cards to drop other than maybe the other Time Maiden if you don't like the Time Maiden. So we also are running Triple True King's Return. True King's Return, you can special summon one True Draco or True King monster from your graveyard in defense position. For the True Draco cards, they don't get their effects off anymore because they have to be tribute summoned to get their effects off every turn. And also this card, you may also tribute summon during your opponent's turn, but only during their main phase, and it is once per turn, as is all of the secondary effects. Now I like to use this card along with Mirame, because she's got a pretty high attack, and she gets to the graveyard pretty easily with searching and popping her. So yeah, and we also are running Triple Apocalypse. This card is probably your best card in the deck for defensively playing. Let's say you have just one monster on the field, your opponent will try to attack that monster. You can activate this card, pop that monster, and then all your opponent's monsters lose half their attacks. And let's say you had Dynamite. If your opponent has a monster field, they most likely activate an effect to get a monster over 25 and to even be in order to attack it. So you could have chained and summoned or searched your return, activate this, pop your Dynamite Knight, then activate return, and bring him right back out of the graveyard. So your opponent's monsters are all halved. Probably not going to be able to run over him in defense because he does only have 1200 defense, but it's still a very powerful card. And that's basically it for the True Draco traps. We only have one card left in the deck, guys, and this card can be easily sided out, or you can side in more copies of it, and that is Lose One Turn. I like to run one because although it is a good card and all, since we are running Zaphion, it with the Time Maidens, it's not as powerful. And also, guys, I forgot to tell you, when activating Zaphion and stuff like that, you can't activate Pot of Duality if you activate Time Maiden, and also you can't activate Time Maiden after you activate Demise. So do watch out for that and try not to misplay. That's why we run such a small engine, because most of the draw power will get us into it, and that's the problem, is it's more of a second turn effect since all the draw power negates or special summons. But if you don't want it in your hand, just pop it with Diagram or something like that. Or you can just normal summon the Time Maiden, activate her effect, and then tribute herself. Just search your Zaphion, and then you can save that Zaphion for next turn, and then special summon it off of her effect in the graveyard next turn. So thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you guys liked the video. Tell me in the comments below if there's any questions you have about card effects or card rulings, and I'll try my best to answer that correctly. And goodbye.